Welcome everyone to a special edition of Fish Report Live. My name is Craig Fissinger.
And I'm Ken Francis.
And we're coming live to you from the Fish Report studio here in Russia, Ohio. It is Wednesday night, March the 7th, 2012. And Ken, we had to do the show tonight on Wednesday because we got a big game coming up tomorrow, don't we?
Big game tomorrow night, Craig. Regional semifinal action in girls Division IV basketball between the Fort Laramie Redskins and the Russia Raiders. So that ought to be an interesting game right there. Two local teams going at it, as well as a few other big games this weekend we're going to be talking about later. There was a big game tonight in Division III regionals, which we'll talk about. And we got a couple big interviews tonight, including one from Lachlan head basketball coach Paul Andrews.
Looking forward to that.
So, one other recap real quick, Craig. Did you know that MAC landed 2 more state championships this weekend?
I saw that.
And I don't know how many that gives the MAC this in the forever for the MAC there, but they've got well over 100 state championships, I would say. And congratulations, the Coldwater boys and girls both brought home bowling state championships. And I'd like to also congratulate the Fort Laramie Lady Redskin cheerleaders for finishing 2nd place in the state cheering competition, and also to the Russia Raiders who finished 5th in the state cheering competition. Congratulations to both of those teams.
Yeah, congratulations to all those people out there. So, all right, Ken, before we get started, I want to say hi to some viewers we got back again this week over at Cruiser's Bar and Grill in Russia. They tuned into us last week for our inaugural I guess simulcast, telecast, whatever you want to call it. They're back again tonight. So just want to say hi to all the viewers out there at Cruisers, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Steve Young for what he does over there for us on Cruisers. So.
All right. Well, let's start like we do every week with our trivia question. What do you got for us tonight, Ken?
Tonight's trivia question, we're going to talk St. Henry Redskin basketball. Last night, the St. Henry Redskins had a big win in the Elida district, advancing to the regional or the district finals last night, where they'll take on MAC rival Fort Recovery. So congratulations to Russia alum Eric Rosenbeck for his big win last night. And speaking of St. Henry, Craig, that brings us to tonight's trivia question. This date in history, March 7th in the year 2000, March 7th, this date in history, the St. Henry Redskins set a state record for most three-point baskets made in one game. What is the number of three-pointers made by the St. Henry Redskins on March 7th, 2000, which still stands today as an OHSAA record?
All right, and the closest answer gets the...
trivia question correct and wins a Fish Report Live t-shirt. So start sending us some numbers out there, and we'll see who's closest.
Yeah, you might notice if you're on the Fish Report Live page, on the right side there, we've got our text number on there. So if you want to send us a text, you can do it that way. Or you can also get on that social stream tab there and Facebook or Twitter us the answers. So we'll take the answers any way we can get. And at the end of the show, we'll find out who gets the trivia question right and who wins the t-shirt. So. All right, Ken, well, let's start talking some girls basketball. We've got 3 Shelby County teams still left in tournament play, and the first one we want to talk about was in the Division III tournament tonight. A little earlier, we had Anna playing Hamilton-Baden.
Right.
And very close game there throughout most of it, and why don't you tell the viewers there what happened?
You know, Anna Rockets had all they could handle tonight from the Rams of Hamilton-Baden. As a matter of fact, during the first quarter there, Anna had 11 turnovers. That's probably more than the average for a whole game. They had 11 turnovers first quarter. Hamilton-Baden actually led the game 10-1 at one point. Anna closed it to a 10-5 game after one quarter. By halftime, the Rockets were still trailing at 18-17. The third quarter, Anna took the lead 28-26. But one of their star players, Morgan Hillscamp, was in some serious foul trouble. She picked up her 4th foul. Coach Billings' squad really had to work hard for this one, Craig. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, they still just led by 1 point. However, they made a bunch of free throws towards the end, and Caleb Bentzman came up big, the freshman for the Rockets, helped the cause with 15 points tonight, and they pulled off the win 48-37. So, the big win for the Anna Rockets. They advanced to the regional final game on Saturday, and they'll take on the winner of a game you'll probably be talking about.
Yeah, they, Anna, they did struggle throughout this game. You mentioned free throws there. They really struggled from the line in the beginning. I know Natalie Billing, who's usually about a 60% free throw shooter, was like 1 for 7 tonight. You mentioned Hulskamp getting her 4th foul. Morgan only actually had 1 point in the first half, just a free throw is all she had. And like you said, Kayla Bensman stepped up big time. Actually, Erica Huber stepped up big time too. She did a good job handling the ball. She did a good job on defense. I heard on the radio that actually Erica had a broken nose. She was wearing one of those masks, and she decided at the beginning of the game she didn't want that mask. I guess threw the mask down and played without it.
Might have been Darren Rose's mask. I don't know.
It could have been. It could have been. But yeah, Anna's a team that normally averages 71 points a game, so it's only scoring 48 is a little uncharacteristic of it. And I'm sure they don't care about how many points they score, probably just as long as they get the win.
Right. You know, Craig, when you're this far in tournament and when you're in March, the old theory says just win and move on, and that's what the Rockets have done. Actually, their last 2 games. So I'm sure Coach Billings got a lot to work on as he prepares for the regional finals. You know, we've talked all year how I didn't feel anybody's going to give Anna a real big test, but they've been tested the last 2 games. So you know, Anna's going to need to sharpen their game up just a little bit for Saturday's contest.
Yeah, they moved to 25-0, I guess now, and they play the winner of this game that's going on right now, Miami East and Middletown Madison. Middletown Madison came into this game state ranked at number 4. Any update on that games?
We do. At halftime, Miami East was leading 31-17. Oh, wow. So Miami East, I believe, just has 1 loss this year too.
Yeah, one loss to Greenon,
and that was to Greenon early in the year. So this is a matchup of 2 really good teams. So you know, if things hold serve there right now, it looks like we could have a matchup of Anna and Miami East in the regional finals. One thing to say about Miami East, Craig. They've got a lot of tournament experience there. This fall, their girls, these same girls, a lot of them won the state championship in volleyball.
That's right.
So they're tournament tested, and they're going to give Anna everything they want.
Yeah, Miami East. I don't know how much the viewers know about them. Probably not a whole lot, since they're not. They don't typically play a lot of SCL teams, but they've got a couple really nice players. Trina Current, who's a sophomore, I believe. She had 27 in their last game against Georgetown. They got another junior, I believe, Abby Cash. That's a nice player for them too. And so yeah, Anna. You know, I have a feeling if they play like they did tonight against Miami East, if that's their opponent, you know, it's going to be another struggle for them. So, like I said, hopefully Miami East, or if Miami East wins that and Anna plays, it should be a good game between a couple local area teams.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll be interesting. All
right. Well, let's move ahead to the game that we're most excited about, and that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Tip City High School. We've got the 14-9 Russia Raiders versus the 18-6 Fort Laramie Redskins, and this is the 3rd matchup for these 2 teams this year, Ken. And for a little expert opinion on this, why don't we get our SCL girls correspondent TK on the phone, see if he can help us out.
Hopefully I got him. You out there, TK?
I'm here, guys. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Thanks for coming on to the show. I'm sure you're really busy this time of year following all the local girls basketball teams. So we're just talking and getting into the Russia Fort Laramie matchup. What an interesting game that's going to be between 2 Shelby County League foes.
It's a backyard rivalry that goes back for years and years, and this year ain't any different than the two big games this year, and now a 3rd.
Right. The 2 previous meetings this year, TK, Fort Laramie won both of them, but they were both relatively close. Is that correct?
Yeah, the first game, the Redskins won 53-47 at Laramie. The second game wasn't quite as close. Actually, it was until the end where Laramie pulled away to win 40-29 with some foul shots down towards the end. But it was a close game through about 3 quarters, and a well-played game on both sides.
You know, Laramie comes into this game, TK, or tournament play, they've been averaging almost 75 points per game, and Russia, on the other hand, is averaging about half that, 37, I believe. You know, how's that going to play out, do you think, tomorrow night?
Well, I think, honestly, Craig, you got to throw that one out the window. When you look at some of the teams that Laramie picked, you know, they picked a good place to go in the bracket, and got quite a few easy wins where they really didn't have to work too hard. I think that gave that big number. when you look at this game, I think you got to go back to the earlier games in this year, normal SEL games where it's going to be a lot of defense and a dogfight all the way through it.
How do you feel Rushie's preparing for this Fort Laramie pressure defense? You know, like last week I told Coach Dodane from Mechanicsburg, I said, you know, be prepared. They're going to press you as soon as you get off the bus. And I'm sure Coach King from Rushie is telling his girls the same thing. How does Rushie prepare for such intense pressure? And what's the key to them handling such the pressure?
Well, I think the key is going to be the wing play, supporting that Camille bringing the ball up. That's how it was on the last game. They came up big with some help there. I think they've learned a lot, and they've become a lot better at handling that press. They did well against Anna, who you guys talked about earlier tonight, with their full court and trapping defense. So it's got to be some smart and patient play. I've heard they came out with some tricks of their own to practice for it this week. So I think they're more than ready for that pressure defense.
You know, guys, you talk about Laramie's defense, but if you look at the stats in tournament, I think Laramie's only allowing 37 points per game, but even more impressive, Rushie's only allowing under 32 points per game. And I'll say something else. I've been to these games, and I hear people screaming about, Rushie's defense. Hey, get in their face. When you get in their face on defense, you do create a lot of turnovers, but I guess the side effect is that sometimes you give up some easy buckets too.
Yes,
so, and I think Coach King would rather not give up that easy bucket and rather make them earn it.
Right. Okay, TK. Well, listen. Anything else for us tonight that you want to share?
I think that's it. It was an exciting game with Anna. Looking forward to their matchup with, like you had mentioned before, probably Miami East, the way they're controlling that game. And really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Well, good luck to both Rushie, Coach King, and also Fort Laramie Coach Siegel in their quest to go for that regional final game. What's interesting, TK, is this. This will be Rushie's will be trying to capture their first ever regional championship in girls basketball. On the other hand, Fort Laramie has 6 regional championships. So, I know Coach King, when we talked to him early in the season, he said, I'd love to get to my program to where Coach Siegel has her program, and he's definitely taken some steps in the right direction this season.
All right.
They've done a great job with some young kids, and they're playing well right now, which is what you always want at tournament time.
That's right. All right, TK, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at the game, and we hopefully it's a good one.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.
That was our SEL girls sport correspondent, TK. Ken, I saw in the paper tonight where Coach King had a quote. It was either tonight or perhaps it was a couple nights ago, but he said, defense is what's got the Raiders where they're at. He said, we're not a team that's going to score 50, 60 points a game, but defense is what they hang their hat on, and I kind of look for him to be a little conservative, and if I could compare him to anybody, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but I kind of compare him to the old Ohio State coach, Jim Tressel. You always had the fans scream and go for it, be aggressive, and he was more of a conservative guy that was just fine winning by a couple points, as long as he got the win.
That's right, and like we said with Anna before, and I'm sure Coach Billings saying the same thing on Anna, win and move on, and that's the storyline for everybody this time of season, and whatever it takes to win, and if it's 31-30 or if it's 58-57, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. All right, well, that's going to do it for our girls basketball talk tonight. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some boys basketball, including that special interview with Laughlin Panthers coach Paul Andrews. So stay tuned for that.
Go where the Gulf breezes blow. There's no one to know our sea. To Isla Mujeres. just a few days in the wind and waves, face down in the sand in the sun, just my baby and me. And I wanna see shoreline palms wave at me, balmy de Cree, bienvenidos a Isla Mujer. Yo soy un hombre que canta los estrellas. They say you can never forget, you don't wanna go home. Si es verdad, it's so simple, it's true. I'm spending my days with the skates and rays, my nights I spend making love with you. Lobsters and clams, well, I lied about the clams, but you don't give a damn for the city, not London or Paris. When you're on Isla Mujeres, you can be who you are, neath the sun and the stars of this tropical heaven.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before the break, we were talking some girls basketball. Now we're going to change gears, talk a little boys basketball. Ken, we've got two SEL teams left in the boys tournament. District finals coming up this Friday. Should be a lot of fun down there at UD Arena this year.
It will be. So two big games, two Shelby County League teams, and they're both going to be interesting matchups. And we're going to try to get Big Dog on the line here to talk first about the Jackson Center Tri-Village game.
Okay,
so I'm going to try ringing him up for us.
All right, well, coming into this game, that is the last game, the late game, supposed to start around 9 o'clock. If it's anything like the district games usually are, it might be a little late. Usually those games seem like about 9:15, 9:30, Ken, before they actually get started. But we've got Jackson Center coming into this game at 23-0 versus the Tri-Village Patriots, who are 20-3. And it should be a heck of a matchup. On the phone right now, I think we have Big Dog. Big Dog, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Thanks for joining the show, Big Dog. Hey, we were just touching base on the Jackson Center game coming up this weekend. Of course, we've got the Russia Raiders playing Laughlin at 7 o'clock Friday night, and then we go to Jackson Center Tri-Village playing the 9 o'clock game. So it should be an interesting matchup, and we're going to touch base first on Jackson Center.
Yeah, Big Dog, you covered the Jackson Fairlawn game last week. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I know Fairlawn cut that game down to 4 points with about 6 minutes left, and I know Ken and I were both thinking, upset? And then Jackson all of a sudden just took control. Is Jackson just that good?
Yeah, they are really, really good defensively. After Gil hit that three, put it down to 4, Fairlawn only scored 2 points the rest of the way on the 2 foul shots with 18 seconds left. They didn't have a field goal there that final 6-3.
Oh, wow.
I talked to several people that were there, Big Dog, and I heard it was quite a ruckus atmosphere. I heard it was just a big crowd and a great sectional final there held at Garber Gymnasium.